Sashi Puki Juxing Metok Drum Rirab Lingshi Nyende Gempadi Sangye Shingdu Mikte Uwargi Jokun Namdak Shingla Juparsho Idam Guru Radha Mandala Niryatayami Sangye Chidam Soki Chognam La Jangchu Bardu Dakni Kyapsuchi Daki Chinyen Gibe Sunam Ki Drola Benchir Sangye Juparsho Sangye Chidam Soki Chognam La Jangchu Bardu Dakni Kyapsuchi Daki Chinyen Gibe Sunam Ki Drola Benchir Sangye Druparsho Sangye Chudang Soki Choknam La Jangchu Bardu Dakni Kyapsuchi Daki Chinyen Gibe Sunam Ki Drola Benchir Sangye Druparsho.
All right then.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now for something really fun.
This morning, on the way here, I have to pass my gas station. And there was a guy filling up the gas station tank from a gas truck. I always look at these guys and say, God, I wouldn't do that for anything. Because one spark and they're all blown, there's a hole in the ground. And so all the equipment that they use and everything about the truck and everything about the hose and everything about the tank is built to prevent the condition of a spark. You see? So their business is incomplete causes. You see? They're in the business of incomplete causes. They want the causes for an explosion to be incomplete. That's all they care. You know, they're not like we're in the business of trying to make the seeds for success. They're in the business of preventing the causes. And
To be successful in preventing it.
if the causes are insufficient, their life is, they don't die. Okay? Now, suppose that it were possible for a result to come without sufficient causes. Suppose that the gas could explode without a spark. Suppose that results could just pop up without the necessary conditions. Then what would happen? I'm just trying to clarify the last comment that Master Chandakirti made, which was that if you Charvaka guys are correct, and that if things can happen without causes, then everything would happen all the time from everywhere.
Right.
Got it? Yeah, boom, boom, boom. So when you teach it, you can just say boom, boom, boom. Okay, so if you put it in a modern context, you can understand it easier. Okay, if things could grow without causes, then everything would be happening all the time. He says, taktu, right? Then things could happen all the time from everything. Tamjele. When you sneeze, there'd be a gasoline explosion. You know, that's, if you accept an idea that something can happen without causes, that's the prasangika. That's the ridiculous consequence of your position. Okay?
Yeah.
And I went and got you the original quotation, and it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
By the way, tashi can mean how on earth.
How on earth? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Tashin. How on earth?
Tashi.
Oh, yeah.
Tashin.
Yeah.
Tashin.
If that were like
Tashin.
somehow the way it was,
Okay.
you know, if that were somehow possible, it means somehow.
On earth, somehow. Okay, Tashi, then somehow.
Yeah, okay?
Okay.
Just as an idiom, you know, tashik like means, you know, if it could just happen, you know, okay? Okay, it doesn't mean viewpoint or anything like that.
Okay.
It just means tashik, if that could happen. Okay.
Oh boy.
Now, what's happening here, you gotta be sensitive. We had positions from non-Buddhist schools. They involved strongly the position that things could happen without a cause, or that there's no future past lives. All these bad views, Ngemba, Luke Ngemba. The way our author's gonna treat them is just to blow, he's just shooting quotations at the guy.
Okay.
There's like 20 quotations in a row. It's not, I mean, it's not that elegant, I think. I mean, the other guy doesn't even accept these quotations, but he's gonna boom, boom, boom. He keeps throwing eminent Buddhist scholars' statements at this guy.
But if they're quotations like this, the
It has some
movie
content.
is written,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're right.
so it's
It-
maybe
it's-
double elegant.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Good point. So anyway, it's an exercise in looking up quotations. And I just kind of did it because I wanted to understand the quotations before I taught them to you.
Love it.
So that's what we did yesterday when I was at the coffee shop and you were making that dynamite coffee. Okay. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
Please read.
Kelte Jowa Kelte Jowa Gyu Yi Dong War Gyur Nam Ka Yi She So Tang.
Yeah, now I'm going to go back and put a comma here
Okay.
because
Oh, it's poetry.
Oh,
it's poetry. It's a line of verse.
okay.
It's a line of verse extracted from a verse, and you don't know it till you go find the rest. Okay, and lines of verse should have a comma before and a comma after.
Can we
Okay.
add that without doing the curly brackets? and
Yeah,
percent
that's what
sign?
I've done in the past.
Sorry? Oh yeah, technically I should.
Okay.
Technically I should. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, but sometimes I'm lazy about commas.
Okay.
Okay. Now we went and got the whole quotation.
Okay.
3861. Who reads
By the way,
3861?
we have the third input now, which is a re-input of our original source.
Yeah, I sent it to you guys.
We got the scan.
You mean?
We found the original scan from.
Oh, you mean
Sid
of the wood
made.
block?
Yeah.
Right. We
They
found
already
it.
finished the wood block?
Yeah, they're done.
Man, those
We've
those
got it.
ladies are kick ass.
Yeah. When I tell her it's priority, she's like, oh. And then they just.
I have a feeling they stay there all night.
Yeah. No.
Is it up in
I
Dropbox?
think they just usually work much slower.
We got sponsors in the room. Okay.
It isn't, but it's the same. Actually, it's that was what the original input was from, but I'll put it. It's just a re-input of this. The original input was also from that wood block.
Right, that's what it means.
Yeah. So.
Oh, it was just bad input?
Which is there's a lot of problems
It's
in the wood
arguable
block.
there are problems with
But
the
I'm happy
wood
to
block.
put it. I'll put it in the.
Oh, really?
Dropbox.
That's how I confirmed it was the same, because I found question marks in our original input and looked on the wood block and there was a
Oh,
blank spot.
yeah, but if a good person does that wood block, it's pretty good.
I mean blank.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like-
I mean
Well, the wood
actual
box
nothing
but-
there on, like, no ink hit the page there.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
By the way, that's why we cataloged St. Petersburg. You know, we found 20 of the same book, and people were telling me, you know, why are you doing that? Why are we doing that?
There's different versions.
So that we.
Because pages are removable,
Yeah.
and because they're printed like this, and sometimes the ink doesn't stick. So you need many versions of the same book. It's not a waste of time. Okay.
There's a page in one book gets placed in another book.
That's true too. That's exciting. Okay. So anyway, here's the whole verse.
Okay.
I'm gonna restrict it to this. Okay. Kelte droa gyuyi towa gyona. If it's true that people were empty of causes, meaning if people didn't have to have causes,
Yeah.
okay, then they would be sundu mepani. They would only be things that you could never grasp. Okay? Things that you could never perceive. They would only be non-perceivable. Okay, why? Because they would be similar to the smell and color of an utbal.
Ooh,
Lotus.
Yeah, which was growing in the namka.
So,
Okay, got it?
Yeah.
That's all. But unfortunately, he only gave you half of that. All he said was, if people didn't have causes, space.
Yeah.
He didn't. I think he should have given us the second line.
Right.
He didn't say flower. He didn't mention the flower. Okay, space flower, rabbit's horns, the two famous examples. And
He gave me a genitive.
I prefer to translate it as a flower growing in midair.
Okay.
I think it's much more powerful in English. Without water, without soil, without seed, just, oh damn, the flowers are growing again in my car. Like, boop. Oh, it'd be like roaches in my house, Boop, where did you come from?
Those are really popular now. They're airplanes. Have you seen those?
No.
There actually are these flowers that can just grow in the air.
Really?
Yeah. You have to mist them once every week or something like that.
They're like
Really?
Amazonian plants and
Yeah, they don't float.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
So he just says namkai.
Yeah, and the next word is utbal, a
Right.
flower in midair. All he says in midair, but he doesn't tell you what's in midair. So this is just that thing where the Lama thinks you've memorized the book long ago, and you should know the rest, and he doesn't have to state it. So your footnote is particularly important here.
Okay.
A good footnote is particularly important here. I would focus on these two lines.
So if namkai utpal is a flower growing in the sky, then
Midair. I prefer
a flower
midair.
growing in midair. Fine.
Yeah.
Then can I get away with for the quote that's still going to need a footnote? Okay.
Yeah, I know
Something
what
in
you're
there.
asking.
Yeah.
Can I supply the utpal
No, I
in
don't
the
need-
text itself?
No, I could even just say if people could come about without causes, then there could just be things in the sky, and then there's a footnote.
You can do that.
There could just be things in midair,
You can do that.
and then they don't know what that means. But
You can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought you were going to suggest supplying the utpal without it being in the text.
Guess not.
I would do that.
You would just put it there.
Because it's so lame without it.
Yeah.
No, and then in the footnote, I would say something like, I've supplied the
I
flower, which
supplied
was
it.
already there. But he just didn't mention it.
I'm gonna do that one. That's
Yeah, because then they don't get a misperception of it.
right.
You see?
Right.
Okay.
And if you have a reader who's not looking at every footnote, they're just not gonna know what it means.
Yeah, exactly. When I did the first two books of this series, I put the footnotes in the back because I didn't want to discourage readers. Half the readers will skip your footnotes. So, the text is going to have to be pretty understandable without the footnote.
Yeah, sure.
And I feel so strongly about it that I even put the footnote in the back of the book.
Yeah, it's good.
Because I don't want to interrupt the reader's flow.
And
But then they have to flip back and forth.
I don't
They
think
do,
we-
and that's a smaller percentage of readers, and they're not the ones who are going to quit reading if they get slowed down.
I also
See what I mean?
think If you do endnotes that include enough of the quotation that you have context when you're reading the notes, then books that do that, I just at the end of a chapter, I go to the endnotes.
Oh, yeah.
And I read through the endnotes, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
You can do it that way, but
It's a nice.
that
third
assumes
option.
you remember. Okay,
Oh, that's why you have enough of the quotation in the endnote to.
exactly.
Right.
The way I introduce a quotation is I take a big piece of it and put it in italics.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, here we go.
Cool. Okay.
Here's another one.
Okay.
He's going to quote Pramana Vartika. Wow, this was so weird. Doc was Kung.
And then what was our last quote? Was also
The last
from
one was
Chandra
from Chand. Yeah, it's the same book. It's Entering the Middle Way. I got it for you here, Umala Jupa.
But now he's in Pramanavartika and doesn't tell us?
No, he tells us.
Oh, no,
Namgyal
Dole.
Lay.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. No, I put this in the wrong spot. That's fine. Okay.
This one is confusing. Okay, it says Kangya Nina Kankewam.
Oh, Kang La Yi. Did we do Kang La Yi? We skipped one, right? Yeah. We didn't do this one yet. Right?
Oh, you're correct. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, this one's actually understandable, so I skipped it.
But this one we decided is still from a monolithic, but.
Good.
Right.
Should be.
Oh, I got it for you here.
No.
It is.
3861. Yeah,
Great.
3861 is similar Jupa. Kala yiki mumbo tupo. By the way, the tupo is spelled differently, same meaning. Ni du yupa, di ni du yupa. De ni jita jita palo yanda. Topalkya. Yeah. If a person had a state of mind that was in as deep fog as yours, okay, of course, how could they ever understand that there's a future life? Okay, something like that.
He's so compassionate.
So the tricky thing is the ni, right? It means if someone had a mind as precisely as fuzzy as yours, okay, then that person, they, it goes with the kang, right? If there was a person who had a mind as dark as yours, as foggy as yours, then of course that person, they, then of course, jitar means how on earth could they see a future life, another world, another world. I like that song by, that guy's a friend of Mercedes's. What's his name? It's called Another World. Anthony and the, Anthony.
From Australia.
Anthony and the, no, it's a guy named Anthony. He's a great singer. They went to acting school together, but he became super famous. Anthony and the Johnsons, something like that. I'll play it for you after class. It's called Another World, and it's an incredible song. Anyway, okay, got it? We're done with that one.
Great.
Sheso, etc.
Deal.
By the way, the sok may indicate I could have taken more out of that book, but there's 2 or 3 for you.
Okay.
There's 3 for you from Chandrakirti.
Okay.
So I would take the Shesok Dang to mean I'm going on to other authors now.
Even though
In my
Shek Song a second ago did not mean that.
that's true. Okay.
That just
And he
means
says it
number
next.
and also,
Okay.
And then he says this, and then he's and then
Yeah,
okay.
you can see that. Yeah, he says it after everyone, in fact. Okay, Namdale from Pramanavartika. This is tricky, but once I tell it to you, you'll see it.
Okay.
There's a thing, right? It's that Kang thing, like Kangi Lodu.
Who is it?
There's a thing
There is something.
Okay. Yeah.
that if it's there, the other thing will start.
Okay.
That's the meaning of the first line. There's a thing that if it's there, the other thing will start. And there's a thing that if it changes, the other thing will change. Okay? And what we call that thing is cause. Okay, so if I read it for you, it's very obvious what it means, but it's extremely difficult otherwise. You have to read a commentary or something.
So in that case, the is and rather than or.
Right.
Which one?
The
After
wa'am.
kid.
Yeah, you can say that.
I guess it could be phrased as or if you really wanted to.
I might not mind to say or.
But yeah.
There's a thing that if it's there, something else will start. There's a thing that, or you can say,
Right.
there's a thing that if it changes, the other thing's going to change. And that thing is what we call a cause.
That's how you phrase it, maybe.
Okay. Just a 4-minute thing. You put curly brackets with okay in it, following a question mark to indicate that you're okay with the.
Yeah,
Okay.
they put the question mark, the
They put the
typing.
question mark, but you don't want to change the question mark, so you're putting okay in.
Right. I don't mess with the original input.
Okay.
I just say it's a wrong question.
Right. Even though you're of course 100% sure
I am
that there was
100%
not
sure.
an original
Yeah.
question mark in it.
By the way, I want to correct my reading just slightly.
Okay.
Teni Teigyu.
They need to eat.
That cause.
No, then we call it its cause
Oh.
of the second thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if
You
we
see?
name that thing, it's cause.
Yeah, good.
Right.
Yeah, because there's 2 days here. And I would read it as Teni Teigyu. That we call its cause.
They got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Right.
Good. Okay.
Okay.
Now he goes to Lopen Lectenjay, whose name is
Bhavaviveka.
Bhava Viveka. You guys can figure this out while I eat my breakfast.
Okay. What do you think, guys?
The words are all there.
Okay.
Okay. Nyalne. Any help, guys? It's not going too good yet. Nyal? Huh?
Oh.
Rose play.
What's Ngel?
Sleep?
No.
That's Nyal.
It's a womb.
Womb.
Oh, Nyalne.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
By the way, he's moving on from idiots who say there's no causes to
It is.
proving past and future lives.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, actually, yeah. So ngun rule means on the previous side. This rule doesn't mean play.
Mm-hmm.
It means before.
Oh.
Okay.
So that's a moon rule?
Like parul to chimba. Yeah.
So
Okay.
When roll together, right?
Yeah, ngun rule means previous.
Cool.
Okay.
So it's like the opposite of Parl, in a sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Another one that's the opposite
That's
of
right.
Paro, though.
Now we have.
Yeah, dun rule we had,
Which could be either.
which is very unusual.
So it is
It was
moon
to
roll,
some extreme.
basically.
Tun rule could have been to either
Forward
extreme.
side.
No,
was
it
the forward
was
roll.
forward. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So if he's talking about future past lives, what do you think he's saying here?
I
Within the
mean,
womb.
he's
The
gonna say
mind, the mind
there's
before, the mind before it's within the womb.
There is one.
The state of mind the baby had the second before they were conceived. You see,
And it
the
looks
state
like
of mind the being in the womb had the moment before they were conceived. In Buddhism, that's the key to prove past lives. In Buddhism, that's the key to prove past lives. The mind just doesn't pop up in when the conception. It doesn't just suddenly have a mind. It's not possible. It must come from a previous thing of the same stuff. So he's starting his argument in favor of past lives.
Future
Ah.
life, especially.
And there's a quote that's cut off, right? Like it just ends with a knee like that. Is that obvious?
Yeah, it ends with a
Cold.
locative
Oh,
in the mind,
yeah.
or it could be as for the mind.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know what the lie is.
Right.
Okay, I'll let you go
That's
find
it.
out.
That's the whole quote.
He just does a line. Yeah, we can go find it if you want.
Well,
Look,
it's
you-
just funny to give a quote like that and then cut it off because you never know what he could have said after that. Like, that
well,
was
that's the
this.
frustrating thing about this section,
Uh-huh.
because and you can justify it to your reader.
Well, that's the other thing is he's saying these are examples from scripture that disprove it. He's not necessarily saying here is that example.
Right.
He's saying here are some. Go look at them.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
Right.
So he's actually kind of telling us to do what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
You Charvakas have already memorized all this Buddhist scripture.
Right. Right. Or those of you in the days to come who are using Gopher, use these lines to, you know, for right.
More likely that.
Shesok, right?
Yeah.
Shesok means like use Gopher for this.
Another translation.
Well, there's another line of it to help you.
Sure.
If I was really going to help you, I'd take the whole thing out so you wouldn't have to go find it again.
Oh, please, please.
You know,
Done well, done well.
I think this would be enough, actually. Oh, my thing's not working. We'll have to do it this way.
Grabbing the folio number.
Yeah, good. Thank you for saying that. Ben pointed out that we're grabbing a folio number, so you don't have to go back and find the folio number. And we bold it. Okay. Ngelne ngoro lolani dunul kona gakloya. Okay, this is, I believe he's going here, which other people are going to go to. Where did the moment just previous to the first moment of mind in the womb come from? Okay, where did the first moment of mind in the womb come from?
The moment
Previous.
Yeah, the last moment of mind in the last life. But where did the last moment of the mind in the last life come from?
The moment before that.
Yeah, the moment just before that. So why should it stop just because you died? Why should the process stop? If the next to the last moment of mind created the last moment of mind, why can't that create a first moment of mind? Okay, it's like that. Okay, but the piece he gave you
Yes.
is just talking about the moment of mind before the moment of mind in the womb.
Okay, the moment of mind. Okay.
That's all it's talking about. But if you want to know what he's saying about it,
Yeah.
he's saying, why should that be any different from the moment of mind just before that moment?
Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, got it?
We already know about that if
If you did ACI, what is it? ACI 4?
That's great. That's great.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You dumped a lar or something that was there, but it was just nonsense. And oh no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the next one. Got it.
By the way, this is a mistake, right?
Dharma,
split this up.
Yeah, good.
Shanta
Shanta Rakshita. Shiwatsu. Where's Seiji's not here. Well, here's the other Rakshita.
Dharma.
Yeah. So Shantarakshita said, "Decher tome namshe nirangi nirlan toble chung." Therefore, the very first moment of consciousness must have come from the power of its own nirlengi gyu.
Its own material cause.
Good. Yeah. Same stuff moment before.
But did you
So we say
Material.
material cause. Yeah. Of the same stuff. Cause of the same stuff. And that in itself is a proof of previous lives. The first moment of the mind in the womb must have come from a previous moment of something made of the same thing, mental, which proves the last moment of consciousness in the last life, the life before. Okay, easy? That one's easy. How they get young out of Lar out of young, I don't know. But anyway, he says yang shiwatsu. One more time from Shantarakshita. Okay. Chike kechi namchen ni rangi nirlen ki nirlang ki nite. Now, if you take lang as the future tense of len, and you made up a word out of it, if you said near lenkigyu, right?
Mhm.
What would be near lang? To be near lembud.
Oh, material. Oh,
Result.
result. Okay.
Okay, got it?
Yeah.
He's just making it he's giving a nickname to the result. The near lend thing. The thing which has been material caused is the result. Okay? Okay.
Near long.
So now, in fact, I'm going to correct my own note. Object. Okay. So, chika.
Oh.
Ka, I told you, with all verbs.
Oh, it means just about to?
Yeah.
About.
At the moment of.
Death.
Yeah, the moment of death.
Yeah.
So ka means at the moment of.
Death.
Okay. Doka.
Just about to go.
They're just about to leave for work and they forgot their coat, which happened to someone this morning. And we have a photo. At the moment of death, that consciousness had the capacity, had the puissance There's an English word which comes from French,
Oh, poisson.
puissance. It had the power to generate, right, with a D, to give birth to. Okay, basket. When it has a D, it's give birth to. When it has no D, it's be born. Okay? Chepa pongo soyopa, chepa pongo soyopa. When it has a D, it's active. Okay? It had the power to give birth to what? Its own material result. Okay? Which was the first moment
Mine.
of mind in the womb. Okay, got it? Cool.
Yeah.
So he's just looking at the same thing two different ways.
Is
The
it
quotation
being
the quotation before said the first moment of mind in the womb must have come from its material cause, and his second quotation says the last moment of consciousness at death must have had the ability to produce its result.
I see.
Its material. He's looking at the same thing from front and back, or back and front. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Must have had. Okay. Oh, it's.
Yeah,
it
and
must have had
yeah,
its own.
ability.
Oh,
Power.
it must have the ability to have its own result.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or to birth its own result. Even.
It had the potential. It had the capability to push out its result.
Got it. Cool.
In fact, I didn't get it until just now. I was struggling with that one.
Okay.
This boom is Uma.
Oh boy.
Okay. That's why when we get the new typing, I'm gonna just erase the whole, everything we haven't worked on yet, because there's so many errors here. There's 2 errors in every line in verse, you know.
It's there. I mean, when you look at
Yeah,
it, you
okay.
have it in the email. That's in the Dropbox.
So now he's quoting Uma Nyingbo,
Okay. Cool.
which I believe is
The essence of the middle way.
who wrote that?
Baba
did it?
Viveka, I think.
I think it's Baba Viveka. Yeah, let's go check 3855.
It's just in my text.
Look it up in the Tohoku. Yeah, Bhavya, which is another name for Baba Viveka. Okay. Papa Mimbe Chipui. Okay, Chipui. Mistyped. Miscarved, whatever. Papa Mimbe Chipui Sen. What's Poa?
It's transfer.
Yeah, to move from death to rebirth is called Poa. Moving. Transferring consciousness. Transfer of consciousness after death. Okay? The moving on of the mind after death for a person who is Pakpa Mimba,
Not yet an aria.
who is not an Arya yet, that's that state of mind at the moment of death. Death and moving on, meaning the moment of death. It must have the ability to keep a samshen.
Another mind.
Yeah, another mind.
Give birth
Okay.
to another.
Okay. Ni here means it's always the case.
Oh.
Okay? It's always the case that it has the ability, if the person's not an Arya, to trigger another rebirth, samsaric rebirth. Okay? Maybe he should have said not a.
Arha. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was thinking that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's a little greasy.
Is there some teaching that said arias don't come back?
Non-return.
Why does their mind always trigger another mind? Because Marik Badan Chepa.
Because they have a misunderstanding.
Yeah, because they still have misunderstanding. They still possess misunderstanding. This took me a while, but I got it. Semde Kepa Chepa Shin. It's just the same as what caused the mind of the moment of death.
Oh, right. Because
The moment of mind before that. So why do you want it to be different? Some state of mind triggered the last moment of the life. So why do you have a problem with there being a first moment of another life after that? It's the same as the first one. Okay. The last moment of mind had to have something cause it. So of course the first moment of mind has to have something cause it too. Well, why do you think it's different? Okay, got it? Okay. Shit, that took me a while. I was pretty frustrated with that. But after a couple of his coffees, By the way, this is a commentary on it that helped me figure it out. Okay.
What did you look up?
This is Toge Barwa. The other day I told you it was a logic text. I misspoke. The Blaze of Reasoning
Oh,
here is identified as a commentary to Baba Viveka's Heart of Middle Way. So rather than being a logic text, apparently it's a commentary on Lower Middle Way. Who wrote it? 3856. Let's go see. Oh, it's the next one here. Baba Viveka. I guess it's an auto commentary. Okay. I'm not so familiar with Baba Viveka. We don't study him.
Right.
He just comes up when we're picking on the Lower Middle Way. But he was no slouch. I mean, his book is 2 volumes in the thing. You're same as Yuan Tzu. That means he was a big guy. Okay. Open Pao. Shura, right?
Shura.
Very famous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Warrior. Is it
uh,
Ashwagosha?
I think there's something sticks in my head about Ashwagosha.
Yeah, they also call him Shura.
Maybe. Yeah.
Can you tell me?
I think I'm correct. But I haven't looked it up recently.
In a way.
Anyway.
No.
I'm just trying to find it as Shura for you.
You should go close to Shura.
Yeah, or do maybe did it in the brackets. Oh, because then it's the word will come up.
Well, you could. Okay, if you're desperate, you could do this.
Shura. Yeah.
If you didn't know if it was long U or short U, you could fake it. Well, you could actually put a U here.
You might want to put a curly brace to the left of it.
I don't mind if it's in something else.
Okay.
I'm just trying to confirm it. There we go. Shura. 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 Okay.
Which helps us to establish what?
Well, that's his Sanskrit name. So you're going to say Master Shura says. He's an Indian master. So in our translations, you should give him his Sanskrit name. Okay.
I'm sorry, we decided it was a short U.
Long U. But you're not going to use the long U. Except in your footnote.
Right.
Okay. If you want to. I do either in footnotes. If I think it's important that the person know the long, or I might just do the sound.
Wow.
I switch.
Oh.
In a bibliography diacritics.
That's what I'm thinking.
In a footnote, I might go either way.
Bibliography always comes out.
But the rule is what? Be consistent. Don't mix pronunciation and transcription in a single footnote or in a single word, or I will choke you to death. Okay? It drives me crazy. I hate it. I'll send you to Sivananda Ashram.
In
We can do lots of savasana.
They misspelled their lama's name, and then they put it on their organization for 50 years. Or I'll send you to Sri Lanka.
Did we say that Master Shura was...
They misnamed a country. What?
Are we saying Master Shura is Ashwagosha? Did you just...
He proposed it. I didn't agree exactly yet.
Do we care?
You want to go look? Do you care?
I mean, is that the kind of thing that, since he's so famous, you would want that in the footnote?
All right. Bao near Dandin.
Okay.
Ashwagosha.
horse smeller.
Horse throat. Horse.
Horse smeller. That's not a job you want.
Now you see,
Definitely have to pay me more for that.
I'll tell you something. I don't trust anybody. I don't care if every scholar from Columbia University thinks Ashwagosha is Shura. I want to see it in a book. Okay? I don't believe anything anyone says. Okay? Show me it in a scripture. Then I believe it. And that's the standard I want the mixed nuts to have. So we are going to go do this search. Omani Pemi Hun.
Pao Chim Pao.
That's not it.
Tajim Pao.
This is the tantric deity Ashvaghosha in his form as a single warrior.
Okay.
Not the same thing.
Pao Pao Chi.
Okay. This is not it. This is not it. How many we got? 50.
50.
Oh
Should
man.
we be Lopon Power?
Should we? That's a good idea. I'll go for that.
Yeah, good point.
Let's just. Well, yeah. Okay. Let's put it here. I hate to say it, but slob.
Say what?
Wah, wah. Now, if something like that were the case, it would definitely be in the native catalog to the Tengyur. You see what I mean? So here's all the catalogs to the Tengyur that exist in native catalogs.
Okay.
Yeah, no one has equated them.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, maybe you can find it somewhere else, but maybe I did. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Lopin Pao. Lo ni sheja to pa yimba sung tena nyane ngunu lo yunde. How we describe it was stated, capital S, that the mind is a thing which realizes an object. This is that thing where some people say Buddhists think that you melt into the object or something. We don't think that. The definition, one of the words for mind is object holder. So we don't believe that there can be a state of mind without an object. So anyway, Buddha said, or somebody big said, it is stated, I would just do it that way, it is stated that mind perceives an object. Therefore, we must accept that there was an object of the mind just before
Enter the womb.
we entered the womb. So now he's not talking about the state of mind. He's talking about that. He's talking about past life. You see,
Therefore, we must accept.
if he's not trying to prove that there was a last moment of consciousness in the last life, he's going further than that. He's saying that last moment of mind was focused on something, and that was another world.
Oh, like if there was a mind, it was looking at something.
Yeah, it was looking at something,
Right, and it had to be.
and so there must be other worlds. Okay, all right, got it. And there's now. I tried to find this quotation by Lopin Pao. I could not. It's quoted by Baba Viveka. So people are, for this quotation, it appears that people are just quoting Baba Viveka, quoting Lopin Pao. Okay, Baba Viveka, and that makes sense because he's been on the subject of Baba Viveka. And it isn't weird that one of the next quotations should be Baba Viveka quoting somebody else. But I don't believe whatever book it was by Shura still exists. Or maybe it was a radically different spelling or something. I couldn't find it. I didn't kill myself, but maybe you can try. But I only saw it quoted by Baba Viveka. Okay. Legden is another name for Legden J.
Again.
Yeah.
So
Same author,
It
Baba
seems like
Viveka.
he's got that text sitting open in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there's any reason why he's favoring lower middle way, but he did start with higher middle way. He started with Chandakirti. Maybe he's trying to hit all the schools, because he also hit Pramana Vartika. Maybe he's trying to rub it in that all the schools believe this. I don't know. BU I talked about this morning. It's the baby of a bar.
Little cow.
Yeah, calf. A cow, okay? Buse. Even buse, young. Okay, even calves. Because of having done it so many times, ngunche, in the past, meaning in their past life. Before. A baby calf who has just been born, just came out of the mother, will immediately seek milk from the mother. You know, how do they know to turn their head and start sucking? Okay, then he says they must have had something come from their past life. It must be that they comb it. They were so used to seeking sustenance that Juma Tak means just after they come out, they start seeking the teat of the mother. Okay, they start seeking food. They start seeking food. Okay, so that's supposed to be another indication of past lives.
Cool, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Non-duality.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Du means, and I went and got a commentary. I got the whole verse. In the case of desire, strong desire. In the case of strong fear. And in the case of strong grief. Lislamba means we have there's a famous tantric vow, Nelnjor Bar Lom. Nelnjor Bar Lom. To have the lomba that you are a Nelnjorpa.
To claim to
No, it's the
Aspiration.
no.
Illusion of grandeur.
Oh,
Yeah,
delusion.
it's a delusion of grandeur. The
Thinking we
delusion.
are some great practitioners.
The delusion. Yeah. So it means delusion. Under the influence of strong desire, we can ignore the faults in this woman or man. Under the influence of strong fear, we can hurt people who weren't intending to hurt us, but because 3 other people did, we hurt them. Or under the influence of strong grief, we can say things we don't mean. That's all. So I don't know how you're going to say it. Desire, fear, grief, crazy mind. And then the rest of the verse, okay?
I mean, it's
It
key
says,
to, like, reach delusion somehow, or whatever that's going to be.
Lepa means infected by. Okay? Lepa means infected by thieves or dreams. Okay? Even as something is standing in front of us, we see it the wrong way. We see it unpurely, meaning not correctly. Okay? So under the influence of strong emotions, we, even as Shindu, present participle, present continuous tense, even as something is right in front of our face, we don't see it correctly. What's he talking about?
He's talking about the view of the ones who are way off. That there's something causing them to see things incorrectly.
There's
Not
evidence for something
right
in front of us
face.
all the time, and we don't see it. What?
emptiness. Emptiness.
Past and future lives.
Yeah, past and future
Oh,
lives.
yeah.
There's evidence all around. 2 twins are born. One of them's an asshole. One of them's a saint. You know, come on. You think there wasn't some influencing factor before? You see, how can you? It's all around you. The proof is all around you. Only under extreme, what do you call that?
Prejudice?
Negative emotions.
I don't know.
Misunderstanding.
Circumstances. Because of extreme influences, you don't see what's right in front of you. Because of strong desire, you don't see this lady's after your money. Or because of strong fear, you don't see that this guy's trying to help you on the side of the road. Or you see what I mean? So you're poisoned. Your mind is poisoned. And he's talking about people who don't recognize past and future life. Okay?
And that's
Yeah. Okay.
They have a
So
class to go to.
oh, yeah,
When?
we gotta go.
Right now?
It starts in 15 minutes.
There's,
Oh.
we stop at 1:15
Yeah.
technically on the schedule.
Let's do one more.
Do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Great. I'm just trying to be a good
Thanks, Ben,
yeah.
for reminding us.
Seme Deni means from the true nature of accurate perception, right?
Okay.
But it actually comes from the Tattva Sangraha. Okay, at least that's the only place I could find it. I couldn't even find that other book. I'm not sure there is that. Maybe it's a different name for the Tattva Sangraha.
What is that?
Maybe it's a different translation of Dekona ni Dupa means the summary of suchness.
That's Shantarashita? Is that the same, right?
4266. I believe it is, but let's just confirm. I like to confirm things. I'm a confirmer.
Wait,
I,
that's gonna be the new insult. Or
yeah, Shantarakshita.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let's just do this last one. Lord, he says the verse starts with Lord Ansewa, and the verse ends with Uzel Kunken Yichung. And, oh, by the way, this is a mistake here. Okay, it's Gyur. So I went and got it for you. I went and got you the whole verse. He gives you the first and fourth lines.
Okay.
Love, sorry. Lo here means prajna. Okay, wisdom about emptiness. Okay. If a person has wisdom about emptiness and love and so on, and they possess these high qualities as they have been taught, okay, then they will go to the final end, and they will reach omniscience, the clear light. Okay. What was that? How's that got to do with what we're talking about? Oh, I believe there's an argument coming up. Actually, it's in. Sorry, you playing footsie with me? Maybe it's coming up in words text actually. There was it's coming up in your text. There was an idea that when you went into the direct perception of emptiness, your mind stopped. And it's Gyanar Kembo. It's the Chinese person, I believe, that Kamala Shida debated or something like that. They said when you see emptiness, your mind stops or something. I'm not sure which person it was, but they're called Gyanar Kembo, the Chinese abbot. So we can go study it. But anyway, somehow this is a response to the positions of the Charvakas. Maybe we got to go back and see what came before and after it. Who was he saying this to? Otherwise, it just seems like a nice thing to say. You can get to the clear light if you have love and wisdom.
Right.
But how does that address the wrong views? This is supposed to be Dang and Gokpa.
Stopping the wrong views.
Yeah, we're supposed to be.
I mean, it definitely, when we talked about the wrong views, they were talking about Gyun Che. So there's no Gyun Che if you go to clear light, if you go to omniscience.
Yeah, he does say, that's true. Let's see what comes before and after it next time.
Okay.
Let's make a note to ourselves. Figure out why this quotation relevant. Because the next quotation, sometimes the next one gives you a clue. He starts to talk about the sharpness of thorns and stuff.
Again.
So somehow this lies halfway between the sharpness of thorns and future lives.
Okay.
Or not seeing future lives in front of your face.
Cool. Right.
Okay.
Which gives us,
So in the logical flow of his quotation attack, why is this one there?
Wait, he's also following the flow of the way that he laid out their position.
Probably. So maybe we could see if there's anything between the two.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
All right.
Sashi Burgi Joshing Metok Jam Rirab Lingshin Yende Gempadi Sangye Shingdu Mikte Uwargi Jokun Namdak Shingla Ju Parsho Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami Gewadi Gewokun Sunam Yeshe Tok Tok Shing Sunam Yeshe Le Jongwe Dambar Kunito Parsho. Thank you, Lon.
Thank you. Thank you for caring.
It's delightful.